At Itawamba Community College, your education is our priority. With a 20-to-1 student-teacher ratio, you will get the help that you need from your instructors. With 3 locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden, ICC offers classes that will prepare you to enter almost any job field of your choice. Apply online today at apply.iccms.edu and come be a part of our ICC family. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
When I was looking for a college back in the day, I'm from Amory, Mississippi, just 30 minutes down the road, and I'm a homebody, and I had to commute, and I said, I need to go to a college that's not too far from home. And I heard of ICC. And once I stepped on campus, I knew this is the junior college I need to be at. I didn't think of another college. I said, this is it. When I stepped on campus, the atmosphere, it just was drawn to me, and I felt like this is where I belong. I belong here at Itawamba Community College because at that moment, I knew this is the best junior college on the planet. This is where I need to be. This is where I was planted. And that's why I am what I am today, because of Itawamba Community College.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Good afternoon, everybody. Adam Gore here on a Thursday. Man, this week is just flying by. We thank everyone that's tuning in here on ESPN 95.1 The Fan for Live with the Tribe. Maybe you're taking time out of your lunch break to listen in, or maybe even just driving down the road. But we do appreciate you tuning in here for this Thursday edition of Live with the Tribe. Well, yesterday was a busy day, folks. It was National Signing Day here at ICC. And I've got to give a couple of shout-outs real quick before we get into the show. I had to be out of the office yesterday for a funeral back home in Calhoun County. And I've got to say a special thank you to Lee Adams, Raphael Henry, Madison Haley, and all of our football coaches here at ICC. Man, they hit it out of the park yesterday. And there was no doubt in my mind that was going to happen. But they did an amazing job just being the top, being some of the best stuff out there yesterday on National Signing Day. So, yeah, special thanks to them for all the hard work. And I tell you, if you've never worked in sports, whether it be a newspaper, television station, or a sports information department, you just don't know what really goes into a National Signing Day. It's probably one of the most stressful days of the year whenever it comes to just constant information. Of course, on the NJCAA level, we have to be a little extra careful on how we send out. They've got a few more strict rules than they do on the NCAA Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA levels. So it's a bit of a stressful day having to make sure you dot your I's, cross your T's, or even cross your I's and hope to cross your T's. I want to give a shout out, Lee Adams, our Assistant Sports Information Director here at ICC, Raphael Henry, the Video Operations Coordinator, Madison Haley. She is a freshman here at ICC, but she is our volunteer intern here in the Sports Information Department. She's wanting to go into this line of work, so she's just trying to get some experience to help her future, so we appreciate her. And then once again, all the football coaches for all their help leading up to National Signing Day, and even on National Signing Day. I talked to some SIDs across the state, and, we're blessed here at ICC because we have coaches that get it, and coaches that want to be interactive in what we do, interactive in how to help everybody kind of just celebrate ICC athletics. Now, if you will, I want to take a personal moment for myself on the show. I know it's Live with the Tribe. We're here to promote Itawamba Community College, but I mentioned it earlier. Yesterday, it was a bittersweet day yesterday. I had the opportunity to celebrate the life of one of the greatest men that I've had the opportunity to know and work for. If you knew me before I came to ICC, you know that I worked at W07BN TV7 out of Bruce, or Channel 98 for some of the cable affiliates throughout the Northeast Mississippi area. This show actually will air later on TV7 out of Bruce. But Mr. William Morgan, he was my boss at TV7, and he had passed away over the weekend. I tell you, he was a good guy. He was a great man, and Mr. William took a chance on a kid straight out of high school, and ended up doing a lot more for my life than I think he realized. He wasn't a boss. He was a mentor. He was a friend, and he was a great Christian example of how to be a family man, how to just be a great Christian and be kind to people. That's one of the biggest things that I took away from Mr. William throughout my career, that I can't just say personally took away, was just the level of kindness that he showed for everybody, no matter how frustrated they may have made him. And he never showed it. If they did make him frustrated, he had an amazing poker face. But yeah, so he gave me the opportunity to grow throughout my career, both professionally and personally. And I'll be honest with you, who knows? Who knows where I'd be right now if it wasn't for Mr. William giving a kid straight out of high school a chance at TV7. It was a part-time job to get some money for college that turned into a full-time job that turned into a lifestyle, and eventually helped lead me here to ICC. And so I'll forever be grateful for Mr. William, his wife, Ann. He was married to her for 53 years. And then, of course, his son, Bill Morgan, was also at TV7. Just a great family. Anybody who's out in the Pontotoc area has had the opportunity to know the Morgans. And, the thing that really impressed me the most about Mr. William was he never missed an opportunity to tell me just how proud he was of me and everything that I had accomplished, while still encouraging me to work hard. And that went further to me than he will know. He would always kind of ask about everybody that came through TV7, kind of the TV7 alumni, as we call ourselves, and he would just smile when he would hear how good everybody's doing. He was just proud of them. He treated us like we're family, especially me. My last name is Gore, but you would have a hard time not believing it's Morgan. How good they were to me back in the day as well. While it was bittersweet to say goodbye, there's no doubt in my mind that there was an extra special place in heaven waiting on Mr. William when he got there. So I've told him countless times that I still don't feel like it was enough, and I want to say it now just in case Bill or maybe Miss Ann's listening or watching on the show. Thank you very much, because as I said, I don't know. I honestly don't know where I would be in life if it wasn't for the Morgans and TV7. So I am forever grateful for them taking a chance back in 1999, a kid straight out of high school, and here I am, Sports Information Director at ICC, and so I am forever blessed because of the Morgans. So I appreciate you letting me take time for a little personal note there. And if you see the Morgans, let them know you're praying for them. Put them in your prayers during this time of healing. I know Mr. Williams in a much better spot than we all are right now, but if you would, just please keep the Morgans in your thoughts and prayers. Now, yes, yesterday was National Signing Day. It was also National Girls and Women in Sports Day. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know this was an actual day, but it's been going on for 33 years. And we were proud to partner with the NJCAA to celebrate National Girls and Women's in Sports Day yesterday. And by doing so, we had a chance to talk to some of our female student athletes on campus, find out what it means to them to be a female student athlete. How does it empower them away from their respective sport, and who are some of their role models as a female student athlete. So thanks to the coaches for shooting this video with me being out in the office yesterday. I was able to put this together, I'll say it, on the way back from Calhoun County, but don't try that at home. But yeah, hopefully you'll be able to enjoy this video as we go to that clip now.
Being a female in sports has given me more confidence in my everyday life, and it's helped me feel stronger as I take on other obstacles.
Sports have helped me a lot, and one of the best compliments I've ever received is saying you run or you lift like a girl.
To be a woman in sport means that I'm a strong and powerful individual girl who can do anything inside and outside her sport.
Being a woman in sports means that I get to come out here with other women who empower me to do the best I can and just try and be an even better teammate than I was before. Well, it helps power me outside of athletics because it lets me set my mind to do anything I want to do. My cousin Stacy, she was a catcher at McNeese, and she helped really build some of my catching skills and just taught me how to be the best catcher I can be.
Being a woman in sports gives me the opportunity to come out here and just do what I love and to express myself on the field. I feel that it empowers me by helping me build my confidence and just teaching me life lessons like time management and responsibility. I would say that a female role model that inspired me was my pitching coach, Allison Owen. She played at Mississippi State, and she really just taught me to appreciate the game and be passionate about it and just to continue to learn about myself every day.
Being a woman in sports has inspired me to be more confident in my abilities on and off the court. It's also inspired me to be a great leader to those that are looking up to me and those around me. Also, other people that have empowered me to be a woman in sports are people like my coaches and other players that surround me.
Being a woman in sports is very important to me because it teaches us the confidence that we can go out there and compete and work just as hard as the guys. It also gives us the confidence to be ourselves both on and off the court. Some of the women in sports that inspire me today are people like Candace Parker and Asia Wilson because they are not afraid to speak up for what they believe in when it comes down to the world of sports.
Being female is empowering itself, but being a female athlete takes it to another level.
Access to sports and all the benefits they provide is so important to girls and women.
Being a female athlete, you have to have a lot of commitment, you have to have a lot of training, and you have to have the willingness to succeed.
Sports teach girls every day. They teach leadership, teamwork, and confidence.
I think we both can agree that our favorite quote is Empower Women, Empower Women.
To me, being a young lady in sports motivates me to not only try the best for my team, but to try my best for young girls looking up to us. Seeing little girls smile at me while I'm cheering gives me confidence to keep encouraging whoever we're cheering for and to keep a positive attitude through it all. A role model of mine in women's sports is the National Women's Soccer Team and their motivation to push through and make a name for their sport and their team. I'm thankful for all of the women who have been brave and made a way for other young ladies like me to be able to participate in a sport that they love.
Being a woman in sports means to see yourself as a strong woman. It means to dedicate yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally on and off the court. How does it empower you outside of the sport? With my success on the court, I've been able to carry on those goals of being successful off the court and into many different aspects of my life. Who inspired you? My high school tennis coach worked with me constantly to improve my skills, encouraged me day in and day out to see my mistakes and to have a positive mindset and to continue to work to be better.
To be a woman in sports means to me just as much as everybody else. To play a sport is a privilege, and I'm so lucky that I get to play. Well, in tennis, the mental aspect is huge, and you have to recover from things all the time. After every point is over, you have to just go to the next point like nothing happened. And so I guess the mental aspect has really helped me succeed in life. Maria Sharapova, she's a women's tennis player. She's really inspired me throughout my years playing tennis.
Happy National Women's Sports Day!
And again, if you would like to see that video, you can visit our Facebook page, Let's Go ICC. It's also on the tennis, basketball, softball, Chief Winnemall page, and I think one more, tennis, softball, basketball, Chief Winnemall page. There, I know, cheerleading, Chief Winnemall. So I know I'm leaving one of the pages out that it's on. You can also see it on Twitter, an abbreviated version there, also on our Instagram account. Now, when we come back, we're going to take a look at yesterday's National Signing Day, introduce you to some of the newest members of the ICC family, 31 new signees on National Signing Day yesterday. You're listening to Live with the Tribe here on ESPN 95.1 The Fan and Let'sGoICCTV.com.
Student involvement is a top priority here at Itawamba Community College.
If you want to be involved with student government, then the Student Government Association is the place for you.
If you have a stellar GPA, then Phi Theta Kappa is for you.
If you're interested in the diverse culture of our campus population, then the Diversity Club is for you.
If you're interested in leadership and service, then Indian Delegation is for you.
If you're majoring in computer programming or computer networking, then CPNA, the Computer Programming Networking Association, is for you.
If you're interested in good conversations and free lunch on Thursdays, then the Wesley Foundation is for you.
Our health science programs also have specific organizations for those majors.
Student Activities is excited to bring you new opportunities here at the ICC Tupelo campus.
Whatever your passion may be, we have a place for you. This video is brought to you by Phi Theta Kappa Beta Chi Sigma Tupelo campus.
Ever since you got that license, you've been on the move. We get it. With Student Checking, we have the tools to keep you going. Take care of that check from grandma without stopping at the bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And we'll even pay you back for ATM fees. So keep on going, and we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.
With the Little Caesars mobile app, you can customize an extra most bestest pizza with the most cheese, and now with the most of any toppings for the nation's best price. It's the crowning pizza achievement. And it's true what they say. It's lonely at the top. Unless you have an extra most bestest pizza. Then it's a party at the top!
Little Caesars Extra Most Bestest Pizzas, the world's easiest way to outrageous amounts of toppings, starting at $6.
Pizza, pizza.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
At Itawamba Community College, your education is our priority. With a 20-to-1 student-teacher ratio, you will get the help that you need from your instructors. With 3 locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden, ICC offers classes that will prepare you to enter almost any job field of your choice. Apply online today at apply.iccms.edu and come be a part of our ICC family. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
And welcome back to Live with the Tribe here on ESPN 95.1 The Fan. Adam Gore talking a little National Signing Day. But before we do that, let's want to remind everybody that there will be no basketball tonight at the DEC or here on ESPN 95.1 The Fan, as both the ICC men and women's basketball teams have the night off. They'll return to action Monday night at Mississippi Delta. That First American National Bank opening tip for the Lady Indians is scheduled for 6 o'clock, and the Indians are scheduled to follow right around 8 p.m. Also, we do want to remind you that if you're wanting to get tickets to this year's Most Beautiful pageant, scheduled for February the 12th at 7 p.m. at the Fine Arts Auditorium, you need to do that in a hurry, as there'll be 31 contestants this year. You can get those tickets for $7 at iccms.edu/tickets. That's iccms.edu/tickets. It'll be a fun night. They'll have the Miss Mississippi 2018, Miss Mississippi Teen USA 2019, and last year's Most Beautiful here at ICC, Jada Standerford, will all be signing autographs during intermission. Now, if you can't make it, we're going to try to stream that live on Let's Go ICC TV, the Red Channel. But once again, that's going to be the ICC Most Beautiful pageant, February the 12th, 7 p.m. at the W.O. Benjamin Fine Arts Auditorium on the Fulton campus. And by the way, if you're interested, you can visit Itawamba CC, all one word, Itawamba CC on Instagram, and vote for your favorite contestant. Voting is currently open, and will end at 7:20 the night of the pageant on February the 12th. So yeah, do that. Go ahead and follow Itawamba CC on Instagram so you can vote for your favorite contestant. And again, if you're looking for tickets, $7 available at iccms.edu/tickets. All right, National Signing Day. Fun day, big day, as we welcome 31 new faces to the ICC family. We're going to talk about that now. If you're watching here on Let's Go ICC TV or our YouTube page, we're going to play some highlights from some of these players, so the names may not necessarily sync up with who you're seeing highlights of at the time, but these were put together by Lee Adams and Raphael Henry yesterday. So let's go ahead and look at these 31 players that will be coming to ICC next season. I want to give a shout out to Madison Haley for writing this article. You can see it on letsgoicc.com. The Indian side quarterback Dylan Falk out of Hernando, he completed 140 of 246 passes for 1,951 yards and 15 touchdowns to only 9 interceptions. He rushed for 306 yards to combine for a total of 2,257 yards of total offense. Wide receiver Javis Wren. I do apologize if I say any of these names wrong. Haven't got a chance to meet these guys yet. But Javis Wren out of Shannon, he was named the offensive first-team All-Region 2 4A after making 87 catches for 1,527 yards and 12 touchdowns during his senior season at Shannon High School. Quinshea Twilley out of Lafayette High School, he had 333 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. And finally, to round out the wide receivers inking with the Indians on National Signing Day, a dual threat wide receiver / running back, Quay Davis out of Biggersville. That was a big signing for the Indians. He had 3,776 rushing yards and had 761 receiving yards and a combined 60 touchdowns for the Biggersville Lions last year. Another running back is going to be Tylon Whitfield out of Shannon. He had 2,828 all-purpose yards on 469 carries and scored 36 touchdowns during his high school career. The Indians also added Division II 3A Super 22 team selection R.J. Wilson out of Independence. He was another running back added Wednesday. Wilson rushed for an impressive 3,172 yards on 473 carries in 39 appearances throughout his career with Coach Richard Russo at Independence High School. The Indians added 7 offensive linemen to their signing class, which include Tim Yarbrough of Louisville, Anthony Saylor of South Haven, Javante Woodall of Grenada, Darren Head also out of South Haven, Buddy Bowman out of Shannon, Charles Brooks out of Greenwood, and Kamias Kaysen also out of Shannon. We do have links to the highlights of all these guys and their huddle pages on our Let's Go ICC article, so you'll want to visit that there. Defensively, on the defensive line, the Indians went to Oakland, Tennessee, inside Decoy Randolph. He led one of Tennessee's most elite defense to help shut out Whitehaven in the 2018 state championship game. Randolph averaged 4 tackles per game, and ended his career with 167 tackles. There's an article linked on our website about the impressive dominant run in the playoff there for Randolph. ICC added 4 other defensive line standouts: LaDerek Dispenza of Hamilton, Jaquan Lott of MS Palmer, Nate Murphy of Water Valley, who earned MACJC Division II 3A All-Region First Team honors, and also added District 3 1A Defensive MVP Javaris Hathorn of Noxapater. Linebacker-wise, ICC got Corley Hooper out of North Pontotoc. He played both sides of the ball extremely well, and not to mention he was a huge asset for the Vikings baseball team. Defensively, he averaged nearly 100 tackles a season throughout his 4 years at North Pontotoc. Corley ended with 463 total tackles and set the North Pontotoc record for most tackles in a single season with 175. The North Pontotoc standout received first-team All-Division I 3A baseball honors and Division I 3A defensive MVP. He was a Bernard Blackwell All-Star Award winner, and he was selected WCBI TV's Defensive Player of the Year. You can click on a link there to find out more about that award. Another linebacker, Keaton Kager out of Tupelo High School. He was selected to the Bernard Blackwell Classic All-Star North Team roster his senior season after recording 170 tackles. Kager had a huge interception in the Golden Waves 2018 come-from-behind season-opening win against Meridian to upset the Wildcats 34-24. Another linebacker, we go back to Water Valley, Javaris Benson. He amassed a total of 363 tackles while leading the Blue Devils to the Class 3A state championship his senior year. Benson was also named to the MAC Division II 3A Super 22 team. The Indians, they got a tight end out of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Tyler Day will enter ICC in the fall, being ranked 2nd in the state of Arkansas and 64th in the nation after surpassing 700 rushing yards to help lead the Charging Wildcats. I like that name. The Charging Wildcats to a state championship his junior year and a state runner-up his senior season. Also inking with the Indians is a dual-threat tight end defensive end, Parrish Adams of Water Valley. Man, the Indians cleaned up in Yellowbusha County this year. Like the other Blue Devils signees, Adams helped lead Water Valley to a 3A state championship. He was also a recipient of the MAC 2-3A All-Region First Team honors. The Indians got a kicker and punter out of Elijah Wilkes of Louisville High School. He had a career best field goal of 42 yards. He finished his senior season making 57 of 62 extra point attempts as the Wildcats went on to win the Class 4A state championship last season. The Indians rounded out National Signing Day with the addition of 7 defensive backs, which include Peyton Ray of Madison Central, Quadarius Jones of North Panola, Cameron Moore of Madison Central, Alex Seaton of Grenada, and a trio from Pontotoc, Ralph Dunn, Caleb Triplett, and Emmanuel Vance. Vance earned MAC All-State second-team honors despite battling injuries near the end of the season last year. Also, ICC had 2 players move on to the next level, wide receiver Jamel Thomas and quarterback Spencer Unruh, both of Caledonia, will continue their career at the next level in 2019. Thomas will continue his career at the University of South Alabama. During his sophomore season at ICC, Thomas led the Indians with 934 yards on 59 catches and added 8 touchdowns. He also led the nation by averaging 103.8 yards per game, an impressive season there for Jamel Thomas. Unruh signed with Faulkner University after a sophomore season where he completed 39 passes for 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. Well, if you missed any of that, you can go back and visit our Let's Go ICC football page. We'll have all those information there. We'll also have links to highlights and stats and more there on our Let's Go ICC page as well. We're going to come back with more of Live with the Tribe and talk to our football coaches about yesterday's National Signing Day right here on ESPN 95.1 The Fan and Let'sGoICCTV.com.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
That is, for me, one of the greatest attributes about ICC because it was challenging. It's still challenging in the classroom, but the classes are small enough where you know the teacher by name, the teacher knows you by name, and you're not just another number. The teachers you can talk to them, and they know you, and they know kind of what your needs are, where you struggle in class, where you excel in class, and they give you office hours, and you can go by at any point in time. And I know I had a friend at one point, and her grandmother had passed away, and she had a test the next morning, and the teacher said, well, meet me up here at 9 o'clock at night. And that's just something that you get at ICC that you won't get anywhere else.
$2.99 for a Car Hop Classic. What a steal.
Steal? That's a heist. Put this on.
Oh, disguise.
I don't think I can eat in this. It's all part of the plan, my friend.
Get a quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a Slinger Plus Tots for $2.99. Try it today. Sonic's $2.99 Car Hop Classic. A juicy quarter-pound double cheeseburger or a flavorful signature Slinger with golden brown crispy tots. A deal so nice, you should order it twice, because it's only $2.99. Hurry in for Sonic's Car Hop Classic.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
At Itawamba Community College, your education is our priority. With a 20-to-1 student-teacher ratio, you will get the help that you need from your instructors. With 3 locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden, ICC offers classes that will prepare you to enter almost any job field of your choice. Apply online today at apply.iccms.edu and come be a part of our ICC family. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
And welcome back to Live with the Tribe. Adam Gore here. We thank you for joining us on ESPN 95.1 The Fan. You may be listening to ESPNMISS.com. If not, just remember when you're away from your radio, you can hear all of the ESPN programming at ESPNMISS.com. We're talking National Signing Day that went on yesterday. If you're just now joining us, we talked about the 31 new faces that will be joining the 2019 ICC football team in our last segment. If you happen to miss that, you can visit our website, letsgoicc.com. Go to the football page, and Madison Haley had an article on all the players that came in. We'll also have links available to those players for their huddle highlights, some links to some of the stories, and more information about the newest members of the ICC family available for you there as well. The coaches had a chance to talk about National Signing Day. Raphael Henry caught up with Coach Ray Williams, the world's strongest man, soon to be Dr. Ray Williams, the defensive line coach and strength and conditioning coach here at ICC. Emmanuel McCray, the offensive line coach. Coach Chad Cook, the offensive coordinator for the Indians. And, of course, Coach Sean Cannon. He's the head coach. He's also the defensive coordinator for the ICC football team. So we're going to go to those interviews now here on Live with the Tribe.
All right, Coach Ray, defensive line coach.
Yes, sir.
Defensive line has been the strong point of the team under your direction. Talk about the guys you were able to sign today.
Just a few guys. We got Laderick Dispenza from Hamilton, Mississippi. We've got Tacoy Randolph from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. We've got Jaquan Lott from March, Mississippi. We've got Nate Murphy from Water Valley, Mississippi. Those are the guys we signed today at defensive line. Feel really good about these gentlemen. And it's always good when you can do most of your recruiting in state. We got a lot of good Mississippi kids coming in. Throw in Mr. Randolph, and I think we got a really good situation as far as defensive line up front. But you're going to face the same challenges. All these kids were top-tier athletes, top-tier football players at their respective high schools, and still have the challenge of getting them all together and making them play as one. That's always the challenge when, at any position really, but that's normally my focal point in the beginning. I just got to get them playing as one.
Speaking of beginning, what's next for your guys, both the returning and the incoming freshmen, getting ready for next season?
Big thing right now is mental preparation. I really don't think that the physical thing is, one of the top priorities right now. Right now, it's mental preparation, because if your mind isn't right, it doesn't matter what you look like, how much you bench, squat, what your 40 is. None of that matters. You have to get them psychologically ready to deal with what Mississippi junior college football brings, and there are going to be a lot of hot summer days. There are going to be a lot of days where you're just out there and it's just like, it just keeps coming. But the thing is, you have to be mentally tough. You have to be ready to weather the storm of, Mississippi junior college football. And, you know, I think that's why some of the best athletes in the country come out of Mississippi because, you know, pressure does one or two things. It either busts pipes or it creates diamonds, and that's why you get so many great football players out of Mississippi.
All right, Coach McCray, just always important to have a strong offensive line and the depth to go along with it. Talk about this year's signing class, the guys up front.
It's definitely key. You know, you want to build depth, you know, if you're trying to build a good program, and the most time the strength of your team is in the offensive line, defensive line. I think we definitely got better with who we signed this year. We went locally from some kids from Shannon, Buddy Bowman and Kamias Kaysen. They're very versatile inside guys. I think they can come in and make an immediate impact for us. With the guys that we have in returning, I think the guys that we brought in this year are going to be a good fit. Again, to come in and give an immediate impact, coming from winning programs, they know how to come in and lead. So expecting a lot out of those guys, and going to hit the ground running.
Okay. Just what's next? What's the next step for you guys, both for the returning and incoming freshmen, getting ready for next season?
With the returning guys, you know, right now they're in a workout, off-season workout program. So for them, it's right now it's about just getting stronger. When it gets a little warm outside in the spring ball, we'll start doing a little more individual stuff like that. And just, I tell my guys perfect their craft, you know what I mean? So just honing in on the little things that they feel like they need to get better at from last year, and carrying that on just so they can be a year better at it. As far as the freshmen, most importantly, staying in the weight room, finishing the school year out right, and coming here in the summer in shape, ready to, like I say, hit the ground running and make their stamp on the team.
All right, Coach. What were some of the key positions needed? Get this right. What were some of your key positions and needs you feel today?
On offense, you know, in JUCO you lose half your team pretty much every year. So we had a lot of areas we need to hit, you know, quarterback, running back, receiver, H-back, and O-line. And thought we did a really good job. Not only did we get a lot of good football players, but I think we got some good men too that wanted to be here and represent ICC, and that goes a long way. You know, the guys that want to be here and believe in the vision we have, and you know, overall, I think, you know, we did pretty good.
Okay. All right. Quarterback is always an important spot. Talk about the guys that you were able to sign today at quarterback.
Dylan Falk from Hernando, a guy that identified early in the process. Did a lot of things in high school that we do here, but first thing that stood out is his character. You know, the way the coach vouched for him, and his film speaks for itself. He's a really good competitor. You know, loves to win. First one on the field at practice, last one to leave. You know, things that in a quarterback you got to have, because those guys got to be an extension of me. And I'm really excited to get my hands on Dylan and go to work.
Talk about. You're really solid at running back, returning with Wallington. But what were you able to bring in with some of the guys to carry the load? Talk about the running back signings.
We got a really good running back from Shannon Whitfield, a guy that's 200 pounds, close to 6 foot. That's, you know, for the last 3 to 4 years, has played running back there at Shannon and knows how to run inside zone and power scheme, bangs it in there, hard worker. Really excited about him because, you know, losing a guy from last year in Dinkins, we got a guy coming in that can kind of fit that mold, and also got a guy kind of more in the higher body-wise from Independence, R.J. Wilson, a guy that runs really, really good, really strong power lifter, and I think my room, you know, overall the running backs probably gotten a little more athletic.
Talk about the receivers. How do you feel this year's signing class will shape up?
Well, I feel good about, got another guy from Shannon, Javis Wren. We kind of set out when we looked at receiver, wanted to get a little more twitchier, a little quicker, and I didn't really care if it was 6 foot, 6'2", you know, 5'10", and that guy fits the bill of what we call our H&Y receivers, that is able to, not only can he run and catch, but he blocks, and just, I love watching him. I'd go to his practice, go to his game, and watch him when he didn't have the ball, just to make sure he's a complete player. And I think we've got a really good pickup there. Got another slot guy coming in from Lafayette, a guy that's quick twitch, can move, and, you know, it's last year times I feel like we missed that, that those guys that could make people miss in open space. So I think we've fulfilled our needs there also.
All right, what's next for you guys, both for the returning players and the incoming freshmen getting ready for next season?
Well, returning guys, it's always, they've got experience, all right? They've got reps, they know the offense, but we need those guys to kind of take on the leadership role, because we're going to have around 13, 14 new guys coming in as freshmen on offense. And they don't really, all they know is what they did in high school. So someone like Hiram, Clark Mills, two guys that's in my room, that's played a lot of ball, will be able to go out there and show the new quarterback, show the new running backs, kind of how we do it, the speed of the game. Cameron Orr's back on the offensive line that can, take these new guys in and just show them, because it's kind of like anything, you don't really know till you actually do it. You kind of have perception, but I feel, so far with my sophomores on offense, they understand what it's like compared to when they got here last year. So we hoping those guys just take it, and when the other ones come in, just kind of show them the ropes, build on it. And also for the guys that are coming back, right now it's probably the biggest, going through what I call the winter workout, January, February, March, leading up to spring ball, and just getting those reps in, because in this league, I've heard Coach Cannon say it 1,000 times, you win with good sophomore players and sophomore leadership. So I'm looking forward to those guys not only making themselves better, but taking, the new guys to making the team better.
All right, Coach, how you feel the overall signing day went today?
Thought it was good. We reached out and hit a lot of needs that we needed, that we had to get this year, and feel like we got some really good players that's going to come in and got to play a big role for us this coming up season.
What are some of the needs that you focused on filling today?
Well, I had to get a good bit of kids, and I added offensively, added a quarterback, got some running backs, wideouts, O-linemen, pretty much everything that we had lost from last year, and then had to replace some D-linemen up front, get some more linebackers, DBs. So we were hit pretty hard with graduation and kids moving on. So, but we had to bring some guys in.
All right. Having in-district guys has always been a priority in your recruiting. Talk about those players that you signed today.
Yeah, always important to get local guys, because I think it means a lot to their families to be able to, come watch them play and everything. And we hit our 5-county area really hard, and got some talented kids to come here and play for us, and that's always exciting when you can be able to add a lot of local players to your roster.
All right. Defensively, what were some of the key positions that you needed to field?
I had to get D linemen, and I think we signed 5 today, 4 to 5 today. Had got LaDerrick Dispenza there from Hamilton, who was a good football player, and was able to add in. Added Corley Hooper, at linebacker from North Pontotoc, and he had a great high school career for those guys, and added 3 defensive backs from Pontotoc, that did a good job for Coach Carter and those guys for a long time. So bringing in a lot of good skill, and they're going to have to grow up pretty quick when they hit the field for our first game.
Speaking of skills, it's talk about your special teams. I know, did you feel any void on that as well?
Yeah, it was got a guy that's a dual one for us. Elijah Wilkes out of Louisville. Took those guys to the state title this year. He's can do both, can kick and punt. So it was always good to get a guy that can do both.
All right. Now that the National Signing Day is over, what the next step in the process of getting ready for next season and for the returning freshmen and putting the pieces of the puzzle together? Just talk about.
Yeah, got to get back in the weight room. Our kids have been working hard. Coach has been in and out recruiting, so it's going to be all the focus now will be on those guys and until we hit spring break, and then get back after spring break and start hitting some spring practices in and working with those guys. And but they've been working extremely hard, getting themselves better, and that's going to be key for us because we got a lot of good players coming back that we know is going to play a major role for us next year.
All right, and got a chance to thank some of the guys that were involved in the process. Let's talk about the guys that that were in your process of getting getting a national signing day?
Yeah, coaches, did a great job being on the road and recruiting kids and seeing families and home visiting and going to schools. A lot of man hours. A lot of man hours take you away from the house and to our families for letting us be able to do what we do. Because not a lot of time spent at home during these last 4 or 5 weeks and. Everybody on campus that we brought kids in to help them, show them a good time here and what we're all about, and just excited to get the ones that want to be here and want to be Indians.
And we do thank our coaches for taking time at the end of the day to talk to us about this year's signing day class and kind of just a sneak peek at what's next to get ready for the 2019 football season. It'll be here before we know it. So hopefully our coaches can get their feet underneath them and finish dotting the I's and crossing some T's whenever it comes to finishing up their recruiting class. So, we got one more segment in the show, and what we're going to do is we're going to go back to a segment earlier, just in case you missed it, and talk about some of the newest members of the ICC family that signed yesterday on National Signing Day. But before we do that, let's take a quick break and be back with more of Live with the Tribe right after this.
The newly formed Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi wants to make sure you are receiving the best orthopedic care possible. Our staff of 7 experienced, board-certified surgeons specialize in a specific area of the body and can treat you with the newest and latest technology available to fast-track your road to recovery. Call us for same-day appointments at 662-377-BONE and come see us at Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. At the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our specialty is you.
All right, National Signing Day. Fun day, big day, as we welcome 31 new faces to the ICC family. We're going to talk about that now. If you're watching here on Let's Go ICC TV or our YouTube page, we're going to play some highlights from some of these players. So the names may not necessarily sync up with who you're seeing highlights of at the time, but these were put together by Lee Adams and Raphael Henry yesterday. So let's go ahead and look at these 31 players that will be coming to ICC next season. I want to give a shout out to Madison Haley for writing this article. You can see it on letsgoicc.com. The Indian side quarterback Dylan Falk out of Hernando, he completed 140 of 246 passes for 1,951 yards and 15 touchdowns to only 9 interceptions. He rushed for 306 yards to combine for a total of 2,257 yards of total offense. Wide receiver, Javis Wren. I do apologize if I say any of these names wrong. Haven't got a chance to meet these guys yet. But Javis Wren out of Shannon, he was named the offensive first-team All-Region 2 4A after making 87 catches for 1,527 yards and 12 touchdowns during his senior season at Shannon High School. Quinshea Twilley out of Lafayette High School, he had 333 receiving yards and 1 touchdown. And finally, to round out the wide receivers inking with the Indians on National Signing Day, a dual threat wide receiver / running back, Quay Davis out of Biggersville. That was a big signing for the Indians. He had 3,776 rushing yards and had 761 receiving yards and a combined 60 touchdowns for the Biggersville Lions last year. Another running back is going to be Tylon Whitfield out of Shannon. He had 2,828 all-purpose yards on 469 carries and scored 36 touchdowns during his high school career. The Indians also added Division II 3A Super 22 team selection R.J. Wilson out of Independence. He was another running back added Wednesday. Wilson rushed for an impressive 3,172 yards on 473 carries in 39 appearances throughout his career with Coach Richard Russo at Independence High School. The Indians added 7 offensive linemen to their signing class, which include Tim Yarbrough of Louisville, Anthony Saylor of South Haven, Javante Woodall of Grenada, Darren Head also out of South Haven, Buddy Bowman out of Shannon, Charles Brooks out of Greenwood, and Kamias Kaysen also out of Shannon. We do have links to the highlights of all these guys and their huddle pages on our Let's Go ICC article, so you'll want to visit that there. Defensively, on the defensive line, the Indians went to Oakland, Tennessee, inside Decoy Randolph. He led one of Tennessee's most elite defense to help shut out Whitehaven in the 2018 state championship game. Randolph averaged 4 tackles per game and ended his career with 167 tackles. There's an article linked on our website about the impressive dominant run in the playoff there for Randolph. ICC added 4 other defensive line standouts: LaDerek Dispenza of Hamilton, Jaquan Lott of MS Palmer, Nate Murphy of Water Valley, who earned MACJC Division II 3A All-Region First Team honors, and also added District 3 1A Defensive MVP Javaris Hathorn of Noxapater. Linebacker-wise, ICC got Corley Hooper out of North Pontotoc. He played both sides of the ball extremely well, and not to mention he was a huge asset for the Vikings baseball team. Defensively, he averaged nearly 100 tackles a season throughout his 4 years at North Pontotoc. Corley ended with 463 total tackles and set the North Pontotoc record for most tackles in a single season with 175. The North Pontotoc standout received first-team All-Division I 3A baseball honors and Division I 3A defensive MVP. He was a Bernard Blackwell All-Star Award winner, and he was selected WCBI TV's Defensive Player of the Year. You can click on a link there to find out more about that award. Another linebacker, Keaton Kager, out of Tupelo High School. He was selected to the Bernard Blackwell Classic All-Star North Team roster his senior season. After recording 170 tackles, Kager had a huge interception in the Golden Waves 2018 come-from-behind season-opening win against Meridian to upset the Wildcats 34-24. Another linebacker, we go back to Water Valley, Javaris Benson. He amassed a total of 363 tackles while leading the Blue Devils to the Class 3A state championship his senior year. Benson was also named to the MAC Division II 3A Super 22 team. The Indians, they got a tight end out of North Little Rock, Arkansas. Tyler Day will enter ICC in the fall, being ranked 2nd in the state of Arkansas and 64th in the nation after surpassing 700 rushing yards to help lead the Charging Wildcats. I like that name. The Charging Wildcats to a state championship his junior year and a state runner-up his senior season. Also inking with the Indians is a dual-threat tight end defensive end, Parrish Adams of Water Valley. Man, the Indians cleaned up in Yellowbusha County this year. Like the other Blue Devil signees, Adams helped lead Water Valley to a 3A state championship. He was also a recipient of the MAC 2 3A All-Region First Team honors. The Indians got a kicker and punter out of Elijah Wilkes of Louisville High School. He had a career-best field goal of 42 yards. He finished his senior season making 57 of 62 extra point attempts as the Wildcats went on to win the Class 4A state championship last season. The Indians rounded out National Signing Day with the addition of 7 defensive backs, which include Peyton Ray of Madison Central, Quadarius Jones of North Panola, Cameron Moore of Madison Central, Alex Seaton of Grenada, and a trio from Pontotoc, Ralph Dunn, Caleb Triplett, and Emmanuel Vance. Vance earned MAC All-State Second Team honors despite battling injuries near the end of the season last year. Also, ICC had 2 players move on to the next level, wide receiver Jamel Thomas and quarterback Spencer Unruh, both of Caledonia, will continue their career at the next level in 2019. Thomas will continue his career at the University of South Alabama. During his sophomore season at ICC, Thomas led the Indians with 934 yards on 59 catches and added 8 touchdowns. He also led the nation by averaging 103.8 yards per game, an impressive season there for Jamel Thomas. Unruh signed with Faulkner University after a sophomore season where he completed 39 passes for 450 yards and 4 touchdowns. Well, if you missed any of that, you can go back and visit our Let's Go ICC football page. We'll have all those information there. We'll also have links to highlights and stats and more there on our Let's Go ICC page as well. And that's going to do it for the National Signing Day edition of Live with the Tribe here on a Thursday. Reminder, no basketball tonight. So why not visit our YouTube page, our YouTube channel, by searching Let's Go ICC and go back and watch some of this episode and some of the other episodes of this year's Live with the Tribe. We'll see you tomorrow at noon right here on ESPN 95.1 The Fan and ESPNMISS.com. Have a blessed day, and as always, Roll Tribe.